Hello, my angels. I am back. I'm so excited to talk to you guys a little bit today, talk about what's been going on in the world, and answer some questions that have been coming in on my social media pages, and just to update you guys on life. It's been quite a long time since I've popped on here. Why is it always when I'm doing my videos that my cat always wants to say hello? Say hi. This is Nyla. She's my baby, my favorite. But yeah, it's been a really crazy time in the world, as everybody knows and understands. And man, I have so many thoughts and opinions on what's going on, and it's just crazy times, to say the least. I think we're in a really big test of faith right now and togetherness, in the midst of a lot of change. And even though 2020 has been a crazy year, as we all know why, for many reasons, at the end of the road, I really do see a lot of hope and love and togetherness that's happening. And I really have high hopes for the future, that we're changing and we're coming together in kind of an unknown time. From everything with COVID going on to the protests that are happening and everything in between, I think it's really important to do a lot of individual, personal self-realization, and to really get to know ourselves on a higher capacity level. Just engage in research and knowledge and understanding more about ourselves and our history and our current times. So I think that that's really important for us all to just really take this time and look at it from a positive approach, of how we can start to manifest change in the world. So it's just a little bit of what I'm thinking. I definitely want to go more in depth in different videos of specific topics, such as the protests and COVID related topics as well, and just everything else. So there's a few videos that are going to be coming out, but specifically this video today is to answer questions that have been coming in. I've had a lot of my angels asking for updates on questions that they've had for years. It's not going to close, it just keeps popping open. Sorry. But yeah, so questions that there's been for years about my Pussycat Dolls Girlicious experience, just an update on that, my music career and everything that's going on with entertainment in general. And then I want to just talk about faith and hope and love and strength, and just, offer words of encouragement, because I think that we always need that. And that's my favorite thing to do, is just offer wisdom from whatever I've learned in my life, and advice, or I don't want to say advice, because I don't believe that people should really give advice to people, but just hope. I keep using that word tonight, hope, and I think that's the word of my 2020 is hope. So some questions that I had come in regards to Pussycat Dolls. Let me find them. I should have had this up. This is my bad for not having it up. Where was the show filmed? So the show was actually filmed, the Pussycat Dolls Girlicious show was filmed in Los Angeles. It was in downtown Los Angeles. The audition process, at least for me, it was all over the country, but for me it was in Miami. It was, I think it was a 3 or 4 day process. I mentioned it in my last video, and I got sought out. I had a record deal at the time, but I got sought out by one of the casting managers or casting directors for the show, and they reached out to me on MySpace. MySpace, we don't even talk about MySpace anymore. But they reached out, and I had so many followers at that time, and again had my record deal. And at first I did not want to do the show, if I'm being completely honest. I just felt like I did not want to be in a girl group. I wanted to do more of a solo career, which I had already had a deal with. But my label at the time and my management felt that it was a really good opportunity to get out there and show more face and gain experience and knowledge, which in the end, it was the most amazing experience to do that, because I just gained so much respect and knowledge for the industry that I needed to know. I needed to find out more about what really happens on the business side, on the personal side, on the creative side. So it was a great experience. But yeah, so I auditioned in Miami and then flew out to Los Angeles. Gosh, I think it was like 2 or 3 months later. And we were out here for a couple of months. We filmed, the first part for the first week was in a hotel in downtown LA. And then, believe it or not, where we actually stayed, our housing that you all saw on the show was kind of in Skid Row. And I don't know if you know what Skid Row is, but Skid Row actually has my heart. It's where a lot of the homeless people reside in Los Angeles, where they're on the streets. It's very sad to go down there, but it's a life-changing experience. And I highly suggest that when COVID is over, that everybody takes the opportunity to go to Skid Row and volunteer, or wherever you're at, just volunteer when it gets, the band gets released with homeless, because it's a life-changing experience. It opens your eyes, but you're really giving back to people that are in need, and I love being able to do that. So yes, so we stayed in a building that was made to look like a house, and believe it or not, the building that we stayed in is actually a very big filming spot for a lot of CW shows. America's Next Top Model used to be in there. If you ever watch any of those episodes, the housing looks very, very familiar because it's the same. The production companies would just use this building. It's a big filming spot. So yeah, it was all boarded up. There was security everywhere, and it was a locked building, so it was safe, even though it wasn't in necessarily the best part of town. But yeah, downtown LA is where it was, and that's where we were the whole show. And then when I got kicked off the show, I actually stayed I probably shouldn't say it, but in proximity of where I currently reside. It was by Universal City, Studio City area. So yeah, that was that. Okay, another question I received was, this one always comes up. Who do I keep in touch with? There's not one girl that I'm like, oh my gosh, on the phone with every single day. It doesn't happen like that. But from time to time, I talk to Christina, Nicole, Tiffany. I actually just reconnected with Natalie, Jenna, and Jamie from time to time. I think that's pretty much it. Everybody, I follow everybody on social media, and occasionally we'll connect through there. But yeah, there's not like anybody, at least at this current time, that I hang out with or talk to on a daily basis. But I would love to reconnect. Those girls and I went through a really cool experience together, and it's kind of just cool to reminisce on those memories and make new memories. Who that's a lie. I talk to Charlotte. I talk to Charlotte a lot through social media and text message, but we recently were connecting about, there were some angels who asked if we would connect on some music. And so we thought, maybe it would be really cool to put like a little jazz song together, do a cover, or even write a new song, make it kind of like a jazz song, connect our voices. So we did talk about that, and hopefully when COVID is over, we can start to implement something and put that together. That would be really cool. I think our voices together would sound pretty nice. So yeah. Oh, right. So let's see. Yes, I have 2 phones for anyone who's recognizing that. Okay, another question was, do I still do music? Well, of course, yes, I will never stop doing music. My genre has changed a little bit. I think I mentioned this in the last video as well. But I do more Christian soul, like Christian pop music now. I still write to all genres of music, but where I see myself as an artist is more Christian based, and it has been for quite some time now. Comparisons would be, and I hate comparisons because I believe we're all individuals, but sounding like maybe like the Tori Kelly stuff mixed with For King and Country, if you've heard of them, or Unspoken, which I love all of those artists so much. And FYI, Tori Kelly just came out with a new song with Kirk Franklin and For King and Country, which is like amazing. I just heard it tonight. I listened to it about 30 times on the way home, just driving in my car. It was, go listen to it. I think it's called Together. But yeah, super, super good song. Great stuff. That's the style of music that I do. as an artist, and yes, I'm a solo artist, but you will hear some stuff soon. I am planning on releasing more content. I have a ton of stuff taped, I just haven't released it, but I will. I promise you I will. All right, let's move forward. A lot of these questions that are coming in, I've answered in my first video, but I can answer again. Okay, so I was on the season, it was 5 episodes until I got kicked off, but I had another episode, so technically like 6 or 7 episodes that I was on. The whole show was about 2.5 months that we filmed. I turned I turned 20 years old on that episode, or I'm sorry, on that season. Episode 3 was my birthday, I believe that was. But yeah, so it was a crazy experience. I don't know what else to say other than I don't regret a single moment going into it. You know, like I said, I didn't want to do it, and it wasn't for any other reason, again, than I just wasn't necessarily interested in doing a reality show or doing a girl group at that time. But I understand from a business aspect now the reasoning of why I was pushed to do so. Pushed in a good way, of course, but yeah, it really opened a lot of doors for me in my career, and it still does open a lot of doors, which is a major blessing. And I highly suggest that, you know, you take the opportunities that are given to you. I believe that we all have opportunities that are given to us, and we don't always have to deny every single one, but you have to know in your heart what's right for you. This one I felt was, I'm stubborn, so it wasn't necessarily right for me when it first came on my plate, but as I started to recognize what it could do for my career, I realized that it was the right thing for me. So I think it's just about staying true to yourself and really listening to what your gut intuition says. And that goes for everything in life. That's not just necessarily about entertainment per se. That's just with everything that goes on in your life, with friendships, relationships. Trust your gut, trust your instinct, career, school, anything. So yeah, so do that. All right. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm going to answer like 1 or 2 more, and then I'm going to hop off. Okay, so you talk about faith a lot. What is your faith? You know, so I actually recognize myself as a Messianic Jew, and what that means is I'm Jewish, but I believe in Jesus. It's not the same as a Jew for Jesus, but a Messianic Jew essentially believes in Jesus, but still does everything through the Judaism ways, the Hebrew ways. And it's a little conflicting because I do go to church. I love my church. I love my church in LA. And I love Christ. I love Jesus. And he's my savior. He's the only thing that's been consistent in my life, and the only thing worth living for. I'm very big on my faith. So that just brings me to my next points of just, you know, through this time, understanding your faith, understanding that there's a reason for everything. And, you know, we don't always understand the reasons why we go through things, but there is an underlying reason. And we just have to trust and believe and in faith and in God that everything is going to be okay. You will always be okay. I am a firm believer that everything that we go through is not more than we can handle. You are never given more than you can handle. And I truly believe no matter what situation you're in, you will always end up okay in the end, even if it doesn't seem like it in that moment. You know, through COVID specifically, I've definitely had challenges. Like I've had many breakdowns of just feeling like, what the heck is going on? It's just that unknown. It's, you don't know what's going on. So, you know, my faith has definitely been tested more than once, more than 20 times throughout this time period. But in the end, I know there's a greater purpose to it, and I don't have to understand it. I just know that God is taking care of it all, and I'll be okay, and you'll be okay. So my hope and my vision for everybody, as it always is that you just believe and stay strong and just know that you're going to be okay. You're going to get through it. Everybody goes through battles in life. There is nobody that is 100% happy all of the time. As outgoing and positive and happy that I am as a person, I'm not happy all the time. It's just impossible to be that person. I would be lying and I would be a fake person to you if I came off that way all the time. You know, I do try to promote positivity and happiness, but I think it's also beautiful and glorious to see the downfall sometimes and the bad moments in people, because it makes you more of a real person. It makes you, you know, able to connect with people and show that you're not going through this alone. And so I'm a firm believer that we are all in this together, whether it's COVID related or other issues. Everybody's going through something. We're all going through battles. Even in our happiest moments of our lives, we are always fighting something. So I guess my message for tonight, my rambling, is just have faith and be kind to people and learn about yourself. Have hope, have love, have courage and strength. Don't put each other down. Don't bully each other. There's nothing good that comes from that. We shouldn't be breaking each other down. We should be building each other up. Yeah, I feel like that's all that's coming through from my heart tonight. So I hope that answered some of your questions. There's no storyline to this video. I just wanted to come on here and talk organically, and some of it may make sense, some of it may not, but I'm okay with that because this is how I was feeling tonight. So hope I answered your questions. Hope you enjoy this video. I promise you I will come back soon with some more COVID talk and protest talk and opinions and things that I want to present to you all moving forward. So yes, I love you all so much. Thank you, angels, for watching this video. Like and comment down below. Ask more questions. I'll post more videos soon. We're all in this together. I love you. Have a beautiful and blessed night, and I will talk to you soon. Mwah.